Now I want to talk to you about a book that I wrote, and I wrote it this year. It's called The Pearls of Love. I wrote it between April 11th and December 14th of this year. This book it's 15 stories about the nature of love, 78 poems about love, dealing from passion, compassion, rhapsody, unrequited love, unconditional love, love of Mother Nature, love of mother, love of wife, love of family, love of home. And I decided that when I wrote it, it was an important piece at that time. So this book is called The Pearls of Love. It's selling on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Walmart's. You go online, look up thepearlsoflove.net. There's a website. All the Pearls of Love by satchmo.mannan. That's me. My name is Dr. John Satchmo.mannan. And I have today, I'm blessed to have one of the world's, one of our people's biggest griots. A woman whose voice makes words live and think. The words actually make you think, since she makes them breathe. Her name is Rhonda McLean Moore, also known as Akante. Put your hands together for Akante.
How's everybody doing? All right, y'all getting some good music today. And singing, woo-woo. Haven't seen nothing like this in a long time. This is how the old Harlem used to be. Right? Walk down the street to hear jazz. We got some elders here. I understand that you are 93 years young. They're lying on you, aren't they?
Indeed not.
They lied on you? No, you're 93?
Look at
Here I am,
Oh, right now.
93 years old.
it. You look so
I'm still a
young.
young guy. Do you hear me? I'm a young dude.
God bless you forever and ever and ever. May we all get to look like you and get to 93.
That may be terrible.
No, we're going to be good. Because you're looking good.
All right.
All right, now.
Sister. I'm going to be good.
Please give a hand for our songstress and coordinator, Terry Davis.
And me, Olive.
I'm coming to it. And our other diva Harlem songstress, Leala Tucker. And these fabulous musicians,
Hello.
drummers and pianists. And
Hello, stranger.
How you been, sweetheart?
can you all hear me? Thank you. Well, this is Dr. Mannan's book, Pearls of Love. And this is a love story. How many of y'all have ever been in love? I have. Some people, have never been in love, which is a shame. So he's written a whole book about love, Pearls of Love. And this is a story from his book. I waited for you. The song of spring and the winter wind.
This is Facebook.
Heaven always keeps astride its mystic gate. But sometimes those who love must wait. Like a cherry blossom waits for its sweet fruit. A persimmon seed who waits to root. A chirping sparrow waits its turn to sing. Like lonely winter waits for spring. Once, on a high and windy hill, two lovers kissed in the morning mist. The sun, Mata, eye of heaven, was a witness. This happened very, very long ago when spring seemed to last for 1,000 years. His name was Henry. He was tall and handsome like summer. She, Pygmatia, was a woman of dazzling and dangerous beauty. from the land of the rising sun, far across the ocean floor. She was sweet like spring. Each day, Henry and Hypatia met on the high and windy hill, and it was spring for a while. Then, one day, the emissaries of the Ice Emperor suddenly descended with orders to arrest and deport Hypatia. The crime was that Hypatia was an exquisitely beautiful woman, and the jealous empress would not allow another beautiful woman to live in her kingdom. Destroy her beauty, the empress screamed. Better yet, feed her to the Commodore dragons of Commodore Island. So the emissaries of the Ice Emperor, also referred to as the Orange Shadow, descended and roughly grabbed the delicate Hypatia as if tearing pearls from a rose. Where are you taking her? Henry demanded, as the emissary slapped icy jade handcuffs on Hypatia's gentle wrists. Stay back, Henry, or we'll murder spring and summer right here. We have been authorized by the Orange One to deport her to 1,000 Dragons Island, scoffed the Ice emissary with the most frigid enforcement voice. Wait for me, darling, on this very hill, and I will come back to you. I will come back to you in the spring. Wait and be patient, please, Hypatia. With her long, sad hair hanging down like a creeping willow. It will be spring again when I see you. An ice emissary then covered her mouth with an ice-filled cloth. There is no return where you're going, sweetheart. The ice emissary sneered. Don't worry, darling, Henry replied. I will wait for you, or I will find you, he yelled in a fucking wind as the weather suddenly turned cold. And the leaves fell down from all the trees who lived on the hill. Minutes later, snow covered the entire hill where the two lovers once stood. The ice had come and gone. They had snatched Hypatia from spring and threatened the promise of summer. Yet, somehow, the seasons of spring and summer still lived in his heart. For days and then years, Henry searched for his Hypatia. And every spring day, Henry came to the hill at dawn to wait for his beloved. But she was not to be found. Would she ever return? He tried every legal means to find out where the ice had taken her. He would gladly have joined her. Then one day, he died while waiting on that hill. He died standing tall, looking outward toward this restless sea, his eyes lifted toward heaven and the horizon. He cried in his heart, Lord, I have waited. I am of those who have faith and patience. Then he looked down upon himself. He had become a handsome persimmon tree with 6 ripe persimmon fruits. For 100 years he stood and waited while he grew on that lonely hill with his eyes fixed upon the sea. His branches were lifted toward the sky as if in prayer. He waited. He never hesitated in hope, faith, or patience. He hoped to see her one day again soon. Then, one spring, a 7th fruit appeared on his branches. It was at this time that he heard a sound in the wind. It was Hypatia's delicate voice. It was her voice in the wind, her voice on the wing of a bright azure blue feather. branches. Darling, 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 spoke the bird. It is I, Higmatia. Don't you recognize me? I have returned as promised. My arms are now wings. I left as knowledge and returned as wisdom. I have returned from destiny. I love you, baby. I love you too, whispered the persimmon tree. Never leave me again, my love. I waited for you, she sang, and I will never leave you again. I will build my nest and stay in your arms forever. We waited too, shouted the hills. We too declared the daffodils. We too shouted the skies. Verily, time is the servant of those who love, who are faithful and endure. Love is the only pure song. Knowledge and wisdom belong to each other. Through the portrait of the seasons and the matrix of myriad civilizations, they give each other a reason to exist. So on that high and windy hill, they met again in the morning mist. Soon, by the mercy of heaven, they resumed their human form as a man and a woman once again. However, this time they were much older. In their old age, they became caretakers of the village orphans. Still daily, they met on the hill at dawn under the persimmon tree, who hosted their reunion. The vicissitudes of time and fortune overtook those two. They had gone to the hill one day in May and disappeared in the midst of that morning's sweet dewy kiss. Their bodies were never found. Nevertheless, for some strange reason, the persimmon tree and a blue-winged bird who nested there thrived for another 1,000 years. During that time, thousands of lovers from the four corners of the earth and the four seasons of time came to see the inseparable azure bird who lived in the inseparable persimmon tree. Epilogue. The sun Mata was a witness to this story, as was the eye of my heart. The moon Bulan was a witness to this story, as was the ear of my soul. Heaven always keeps astride its mystic gate, but sometimes those who love must often wait. Like the cherry blossom waits for its sweet fruit. Like a persimmon seed who waits to root. Like a chirping sparrow waits its turn to sing. Like lonely winter waits for spring.
Yes.
Thank you. And if you haven't found love yet, know that it's out there for you. Wait on it, wait on it, wait on it. Waiting for love. Dr. Mannan.
Amen.